Well, hello, my silky friends. I hope I am live. I really can't tell. I've got some crazy stuff going on here. So, if I am live, excuse me, please put it in the comments because we're going to talk about some crazy things. Have you ever heard of a pocket purse? Maybe a prison purse. This is something that I deal with all the time. It has become a staple in my everyday language. Unfortunately, yeah. Prison purse, prison pocket. Are you curious? I assure you, you don't want to know. But nonetheless, we will be talking about it as part of a. If you didn't see this crime story, well, I'd say you probably don't want to, but we are going to cover it tonight because it is crazy. Crazy. Hello, Samantha. How you doing? Good to see ya. I did make it tonight, y'all. And then we are also going to talk about some other things. So that one we're going to get to a little bit later. We're going to get to it's from Sheriff Grady Judd in Florida. Look, I love Grady Judd, and he calls it the Virginia pocket. Y'all, if you know, you know. The Virginia pocket. I call it the prison pocket. But anyway, we're also going to be talking about a really wild case out of Alabama. It's Alabama and Georgia, and this happened about a week or two ago. I wanted to cover both of these stories a couple of weeks ago, but I have been so sick. I haven't really been doing much of anything. And any of the videos that I have released in the last couple of weeks, be assured that they were filmed a long time ago. Not recently, because I've been unable to film. But then we're going to start with one that broke, I think, this week. And let me say, y'all, I see you lurking. Say hello. Don't just stand at the doorway. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Say howdy. Say hi. Grab a seat. Hello, Patricia. I've missed all of y'all. I'm not kidding. I have missed every one of y'all. My goal, I say this all the time, my goal is to start going live a lot on both channels. I've realized I just don't have time to edit. It's not happening. So I am feeling better. I do have a broken elbow as I sit here. I got tick bitten. I think I'm trying to head off Lyme disease. Y'all, I'm not a hypochondriac. Y'all, I'm not. I love doing the lives too because I love talking to you and answering you in real time. The thing with YouTube and comments is that I've got so many videos out there on both channels, and that some of them go back for years. And comments come flooding in, sometimes on a video I did years ago, and they all come flying in together, and I don't always know, like, especially if I'm somewhere else and I see comments, I'm looking at stuff, I get a notification, and I can't always see the tiny little thumbnail to see what video they're talking about, and then sometimes I can't even remember. Y'all are talking about something, I don't even know what it was that I said. And so it gets very convoluted, and sometimes I just heart it because I have no idea. Y'all, I have no idea what we're talking about. Hello, Smoky Mountain Robin. As my mama would say, you must not be living right. I begin to wonder. Or is it this, that I'm living too right and the devil's mad? Could be that. Sachi is just dying to say hi, so let me get her up here before anybody asks. Here she is, all up in my face, all up in my way. Let me see. Let me get her a good shot. There you go. There's the beautiful Sachi. Okay, she's still going to be in my way. All right, the third story. Oh, okay. Let's not shut me down. No. Quit off the function keys. Oh my goodness. Okay. She's having a time. She's having a time. I had to de-flea her, and She's having a skin allergy again. If y'all know, she did this a couple of summers ago, and she's losing hair. So we did a lot of treatments this weekend. Hopefully she'll be all right. But anyway, the story we're going to start with is very disturbing, y'all. I don't know if you've heard this one. This is, let me just go ahead and pull it up here because I want to see. Some of these stories are funny. Some of them I think are justice, but this one is just tragic. And I don't know if you have seen this one. So let's start with this one. Okay. Tennessee mom found unalive in Ohio after she traveled 550 miles to meet a man she met through a video game. All right. So here we go. This is a picture of her. This is so tragic. Okay, now this is the first. We're going to look at a couple of articles because, y'all, this news is so new and we don't even have the autopsy results back. And let me tell you this. I got on Reddit. I don't always advocate for getting on Reddit, but sometimes when you don't have any news at all, or you want to know something, you get on Reddit. Well, the first thing that happened when I got on Reddit is the whole story had been pulled down. And there is a note on there saying that there was a story. There was a lot of information on there. And then it's like it all got pulled down. They said it's as if it got swatted because there was a lot of personal information. Now, I understand if it's an open investigation, I get it. They don't want stuff out there. However, you can't really find that much, but we're going to go and piece together what we can. So this is the first one I saw. And it says the body of a 37-year-old Tennessee woman has been found after she traveled to Ohio to visit a man she met through a video game. Now, this happened on Friday, July 3rd. Now, what happens, let's just back it up for a second. What happens is on July 1st in Cleveland, an 8-year-old girl walks into the fire station. I believe it's the fire station. And she's just dropped off there. And she is needing to make a call to her grandmother. Now, the fire station can't vet that she really belongs to who she said. Like, they don't know. They just know there's an 8-year-old in there, right? So she gives them some information. Now, when this story first broke, they really didn't say that much, and it was very convoluted about who this child was and all this. But eventually, 2 days later, they find on July 3rd the body of Amber Graham discovered at a property on Bosworth Road in Cleveland. Okay, so authorities are awaiting the report from the local coroner's office to determine if criminal activity was involved. You got a body in the yard, okay? You think there might be some criminal activity? Come on. This ain't rocket science here. Now, first of all, I don't know. Maybe you didn't actually unalive her. But still, you got a body in the yard and you haven't alerted authorities. I'm saying there's some kind of criminal activity here. Why are you waiting to see? There's criminal activity. You didn't report that there is a body because, as we'll find out, there was a sheet over the body, so somebody knew it was a body. So this whole report, and this is from People magazine, by the way, we're waiting to say. I'm like, what? Rewind. Hello. Okay, we're waiting to see if criminal activity was involved. Okay. As of Friday, July 10th, the case is still pending. All right, well, that was a few days ago. Not that long. But still, it says, and I cannot pronounce this. Let me see if I can get this up here better for y'all. Let me spread this out. I can't. I'm gonna not make it right. Okay. It's the. Let me move myself over a little bit on here. the, I don't know. This is the county. I'm going to spell it for you. CuyahogA. Good luck with that one. But anyway, that county's medical examiner's office confirmed to People that this is, it's still pending. The Spring Hill Police Department did not immediately respond to People's requests for information. There's probably not a whole lot to say. Graham had told friends that she was traveling from her home in Spring Hill, Tennessee, to meet a man she'd formed a connection with through an online video game. Okay. Look, I have now, I was horrified. But then we'll read on another report that says she had actually met him before. So this was not her first time. Because I was very judgy. I was Judgy McJudgerson on this. Definitely. But they said it wasn't her first time. Now, I still have questions. But now she has a friend named Joshua LaCroix. So they told the CBS affiliate WOIO that Graham made the journey across state lines with her 8-year-old daughter. 8 years old. I'm not bringing my 8-year-old anywhere. No, not to me. I don't care if I've already met you. I'm not bringing my 8-year-old. But, that's me. Then on Wednesday, July the 1st, the little girl walked into a fire station in Cleveland by herself, according to the report. Now, if that's okay. Immediately, an 8-year-old walks into the fire department. Wouldn't you like, and I don't know. We don't know the whole story. I'm thinking, didn't you immediately have the police start looking? So why wasn't she found till July 3rd? Because this happened on July 1st. Who is not going immediately to the house looking for the mama? I don't get it. Okay, they assessed her for any medical issues, and she appeared uninjured, but she had a phone number in her pocket for her grandmother in Tennessee. Okay, but in that situation, they called the CPS, the Child Protective Services, I guess, as they should. So the Cleveland PD spokesperson was unable to confirm the child's identity, but said she is thought to be connected to Graham. Well, the child comes in with the grandma's. She's 8. She's not 2. She knows who her mama is. See, this is just weird to me. Like, how do you not know? An 8-year-old child is going to know, hey, my mom brought me up here. It's just weird. See, this is either it's written weird or it's a weird situation. Okay, so LaCroix told WOIO that during Graham's visit to Cleveland, she talked to him and his wife on the phone. The couple heard an angry man's voice in the background, according to the report. Now, it gets worse than this, but this is the first. Okay, so I've got a friend. I hear an angry man in the background. They're in another state. Got the 8-year-old daughter with them. I'm just saying, I'm probably going to call for a wellness check right then. That's just me. But whatever. I mean, maybe you don't want to get involved. Maybe, I get it. Whatever. I would be very, I don't know. I'd be very suspicious. I'd be very upset. I think I'd call. I'm one of those. I'd rather be safe. I'd rather you hate me, and I know you're safe. I don't care. I really don't. After Graham stopped communicating with loved ones back in Tennessee and didn't show up for work, her worried family reported her missing on Thursday. Okay, so they talked to her. She was supposed to be home on Thursday. She didn't show up. She never misses a shift. Gosh, we hear that all the time, don't we, in these cases where people are found unalived or missing. Oh, they never missed a shift, never missed a day's work. No one can reach her. Last thing we know, she was in Cleveland. So LaCroix said, something's not right, you think? She's supposed to be here at work, and she's not. Now, the story does deepen a little bit there as we read on. So, yeah, I'm looking at this. And again, here's another picture of her. And LaCroix said, I've always told her that if anything ever happened to her, I would be the one to come and find her. I told her I had her back, and I meant it. This is Cynthia Clare. It wasn't LaCroix. Sorry, this is Cynthia Clare. Claire told the outlet that Graham loved her daughter and would never have left her at a fire station, according to the report. Okay. So there you go. So I read this story. It came across one of my Facebook feeds. Let me get rid of this one. Hold on. I can't. I've got my camera. I need another camera stand. Hold on. Let me get rid of this one. Am I still here? Are y'all still here? Are y'all still here? That's something about this. Are we all still here? I left. That was totally me. I completely clicked the wrong thing. We all somebody says, "Okay, you're here." I don't know. I don't know what happened to me in the comments. I am a little bit of a goofball. Okay, I don't know what happened. That was the first story I read. And it really didn't say a whole lot, except it came across my Facebook feed, and I was like, "Holy Moses, what do we got here?" All right, let me catch up with y'all. Yes, I agree. Dead body equals criminal activity. Yeah, that's the first one. I got a dead body here. Yeah. The quote, authorities won't usually respond to an open investigation. True, true, true. Okay, Smokey says, I had a coworker who traveled to New York to meet a guy she met online in an online game. She did take a friend with her, but I still thought she was nuts. Last I heard they were still together. Well, good for her. I don't have that kind of trust in people. I just don't. Um it's one thing to meet somebody. It's another to like stay at their house. That's a no. That's an absolute no. And to bring your child, absolutely not. Hey, Lori, how are you? Okay. All right. Hello, Melissa. Good to see you. Okay. So everybody's here. Uh, hello, Deborah. Good to see you. Winter woman. What? You just found this? Well, I did make an announcement. Uh, so there you go. I did let people know. Well, only about an hour ago. Let's see. Hello, Sarah Jacobs. Good to see you. All right. So, yeah, that was the first story I read. So then let me see. Let me find the second one. Um, and let me add this one. There is a new thing, y'all, that if you didn't know, it's the coolest thing. It's on Chrome. This isn't an advertisement for Chrome. because I have a love-hate relationship, but if you're ever doing something now, Chrome has a new feature where you could do it before on some, I don't know, I think there was a way you could do it, but it's like one click easy button where you can split Chrome in half and you can add the two pages, which if you're a streamer, this is like last night was the first time I knew it could do this. It came up in my new stuff and it's like absolutely a game changer for me. Although, as you see, I still managed to screw it up. But hey, I forgot to tell my glitch in the Matrix story last night. And now I can't remember. And now I can't remember what it was, Samantha. Um, I know I told the one about the cornucopia, unless that's the one I was going to tell. I did that one over on Spooky. I don't know. Maybe I'll think about that. Okay, so here's the second one. Let me share this one. This is the second article that I found. Let's go over here to media. Oh, let me clean this up for y'all so you can see it. Like every one of these are different, okay? This is from News Nation. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Now let's see here. This isn't always easy to do on a live stream, okay? Okay, so this one is the second. This gives a little bit more details. And again, now this is only a week old, but I am very concerned about this situation. It's so weird. It's so bizarre to me. This whole thing because it just gets uh way bizarre. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Wait, that's not the right one. Let me make this bigger. Okay. Now, here we go again. This one says an 8-year-old girl's plea for help at a fire station came 2 days before her missing mother was found unalived. Now, as you can imagine, they really didn't say that first article didn't say very much about the daughter. Because I'm like, you're kind of just saying this girl walked in, but you didn't say nothing about her except you didn't know who she was, and that's ludicrous to me. An 8-year-old these days is not a little kid. So Amber Graham was reported missing on July 2nd. Her body was found in Cleveland, Ohio backyard on July 3rd during a welfare check. So they didn't waste much time. Authorities believe Graham traveled to meet someone she knew online. Now investigators from both states are working together to try to determine what happened. Okay, so they lost contact. Her family had lost contact with her for more than a week. So I don't understand. Did she just not answer? Was she not able to answer? Was she not? Did she not have her phone? Did they try to text her and she just didn't answer them? See, I have questions here because to me, if you're my cousin, my sister, my daughter, whatever, even just a friend, if you are going to another state to meet somebody online, I'm going to ask you to call me or text me. Maybe not call me because I understand you're busy. I'm going to ask you to text me or with certain secret words, like certain things that I know it's you and not somebody using your phone. I'm just going to say, "Hey, I love you. I want to make sure you're safe. I want you to say these certain things. I know it's you. And just let me know that you're okay. You know, if I don't hear from you, I'm going to send the police out. And I will because I'm crazy that way. Because I'm going to make sure you're safe. You're not going up there taking your 8-year-old daughter to somebody that none of us know. Okay? He could turn out to be a psychopath, which apparently is what happened. It gets worse. I promise. Okay, okay, after they lost contact with her for more than a week, on July 1st, Graham's daughter was dropped off at a fire station carrying a piece of paper with her. Her grandmother's phone number was on it. She said her mother was chained in a closet and needed help. Okay, now I'm in the fire station. An 8-year-old girl walks in with a piece of paper with her grandmother's phone number and it says her mother is chained in a closet. The first thing, aren't you going to dispatch the police? Aren't you going to like do everything? Aren't you going to check, try to see the cameras? Aren't you going to do whatever to try to track down where this girl came from? Maybe she couldn't describe it. She's 8 years old. She doesn't drive. She doesn't know the name of the streets. I don't know. But she knows her mama's name. She knows where she's from. Isn't the first thing that you're doing on the phone with the Spring Hill, Tennessee police saying, hey, is there a resident by this name? Hey, like, why is it 2 days before they check the house on Bosworth? I don't understand. Somebody make me understand because I don't get it. A 8-year-old walks in with a piece of paper and says, my mom's chained in a closet. Do you just not believe her? Because even if I don't believe her, I'm going to check it out, right? Aren't you going to cover your bases? We'll put it that way. You're going to cover your bases. Come on now. 2 days later, and the body's just there in the yard. It's not like they're hiding it. This makes me so mad, y'all. This makes me beyond mad. So this little girl knows that her mother is chained up in a closet and she needs help. But what are y'all doing? I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope that you did everything that you could possibly do and it was a crazy situation. But from what I'm seeing here in this report, it looks like somebody dropped the ball to me. 2 days later, a friend of Graham's, Josh LaCroix, called in a welfare check. So why is 2 days later a friend in Tennessee calling in a welfare check for a Cleveland address saying he believed Graham was being held captive? Responding officers followed a note on the front door to enter around back. So you get to the house and there's a note saying, oh, go round back. And there's the body. Okay. So they wanted the body to be found, right? Okay, so at this point, I'm thinking whoever unalived Amber, maybe it was an accident, maybe they didn't mean to, maybe there was an altercation, maybe it was in a fit of whatever. You panicked, you put a sheet over her, you took the daughter to the fire station with her grandmother's number on it. Maybe you got it off the mom's phone and you thought, I'm going to at least do the right thing and drop the child off here and I'm booking it. And I'm actually leaving directions on the front door thinking that the police would go to the front door. Then, I'm sorry, Sachi. You're going to, my goodness, you're a hefty little girl. But maybe he thought, in his defense, I don't know, I don't think he's got a defense here, but in his defense, let's say that maybe he just thought, okay, I did this terrible thing. I panicked. I'm panicking. I did this terrible thing. I want to make sure the girl is okay, that she gets home okay, and I'm going to give them directions to the front door. Hey, go round back. Just don't even bother coming in the front. Just go round back. You'll find the body there. Yet 2 days later, it's somebody in Tennessee calling. So what the heck? What's going on in Cleveland, y'all? I don't know. This is crazy. It is crazy to me. So anyway, they find Graham's body. LaCroix said she met the man when she was playing Call of Duty online, and she had visited once before. So, like I said, this wasn't new. He and Graham's boss had been in touch with her frequently on the initial visit and the latest one. Okay, so LaCroix and Graham's boss had been in touch with this guy in Cleveland on the first visit. So people were checking up. She had friends. People were checking up on her and on this latest one. So they're all talking. But during the last call to Graham, LaCroix reportedly said he heard a man in the background who sounded agitated because Graham had failed to bring something of value that she promised to take. So I don't know what that thing was. Was it? So he wanted her to come up there because she had something that he wanted. Was it a better computer? Was it something to do with, I mean, he's a gamer. Like, what was it? Were they going to sell it? I don't know. So he's really mad that she didn't bring whatever. Uh, After finding Graham's body, first responders located three other women and a teenage girl with a disability inside the home, which was described as hoarder like. So, wait a second. There's three other women and a teenage girl inside the home and a dead body outside. So, all of these people are there and a dead body outside. And nobody thinks, hey, we need to call somebody. There's a body outside. Let's just cover it with a sheet. I'm saying there's some kind of criminal activity here. I'm just saying. There's definitely criminal activity. Insane. So, LaCroix got a tip about the man Graham was visiting, and stated that they verified the man as an SO. Oh, that's nice. Wanted for failing to submit a change of address when moving in 2022. They did not report on the man's name because he has not been publicly identified by police or charged with a crime. Well, they are going to identify him in this next article that we're going to read. So, yeah. Let me unhook that one and go to this one. Let's see where we are on this. Let's see. This is still at News Nation. All right. Okay. Let me add this one. Oh. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if y'all can see this one. Okay, maybe you can. It's just not sharing the screen like I want it to. Hold on. It's not letting me change it so you can see it. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing this. Nope, it's not going to do it. Okay. I'm still learning this new thing. It's like a new toy, only it doesn't really work. All right. Hold on just a second. Oh, hold on. Let me change this camera view for just a second. All right. We still there? We still talking? Now, okay. I think I'm good if I can just get my camera back. There we go. All right. We all together now? Let me see what y'all are saying. Let's see. Um, hey, Hiawatha, how are you? Good to see ya. Artist, good to see you too. Let's see. Let me catch up. Lori says, my son and I have code words. Hold on, I can't say. It started when people started calling loved ones and saying that they had kidnapped your loved ones. Oh my gosh, yeah. I tried to tell my daughter about that because I was telling her we've got to start having code words. I saw that. Yeah, I'm sure the 8-year-old did not know the address for sure. For sure she didn't. But I'm just thinking that maybe, you know, she would have known the town where she's from. There should have been some type of victim advocate notified. Yes. See, that's what I'm saying, Samantha. There should have been something activated. Absolutely. Right, Melissa. My mommy needs help and they waited 2 days. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't seem right. There's something not right about this unless we're just missing something. Unless there's something to this story that they're not saying. But even at 8 years old, my daughter would have, known a lot more. My daughter and her friends had a system I thought was clever. When they'd meet someone new, they'd take a picture of the person's license plate and send it to each other along with the date details. Yes. Hey, that's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. Y'all, people who go meet people. That's excellent. Um, you could be right, Lori. It could be a SK message, but I don't know. I'm getting weirdness from these people in the house. Like, what is going on here? Yes, Deb, this case is beyond weird. This whole thing is beyond weird. That's the thing. Um, okay. Hey there from the 3021. Howdy, howdy. Yeah, so much of this case does not make sense to me. It just absolutely. Let me get to. Why is it not letting me? This is just really not letting me. It's not letting me. I usually can change the dimensions on here. It's for whatever reason, it's not letting me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because anyway. Okay. Now, here we go. Back on here. Um Now this is the third one, and this gives a little bit more information. Again, this is still not the best information. And then we're going to move on to another case. But this one is breaking, and this is the house and property. So I don't know if they have the whole house. This is a big house. So I don't know if this is the whole thing, but they said there's 3 other women and a disabled teenager. So, do they just have the bottom half? Is it the whole house? I don't know what's going on here. But this is the house and property on Bosworth Road in Cleveland, Ohio. So I guess like this is the door they went to, and it said go around the house. There's a body. Oh my God. Okay, so it says a Tennessee woman's trip with her 8-year-old daughter to meet a man on the mother met while gaming online. Okay, so the house is dilapidated. I mean, you can't really tell. I mean, it looks looks like it could use some work. I don't know if I'd call it dilapidated, maybe. But she was found dead in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, this is the Law and Crime Network. Of course, this investigation is ongoing. Now, if you're wondering where Spring Hill is, it's about 35 miles south of Nashville. The suburb is about 500 miles south of Cleveland. So I want to tell you, when I was going up to Nashville a lot, I want to tell you that I saw signs for Spring Hill. I don't recall ever going through Spring Hill, but there's a lot of places I don't remember. Nashville's a big place. Okay, so 6 days later from the time that she left on June 20th, she went. Okay, so she went on June 14th. Oh, okay. So she hadn't gone that much. See, I told you the details. They keep coming on this one. So she had actually gone on June 14th. I thought maybe she had gone like months or a year before to meet him. But okay. No, she went on June 14th and met him. And then she stayed a few days, and she came back 6 days later on June 20th. She came back to Spring Hill, and then she left again. So apparently, because, he was upset that she didn't bring something that was very valuable. So apparently, when she was up there for those 5 or 6 days, they must have been talking about something that she owned that was of value. I guess he wanted. Were they going to sell it? Were they going to use it? What was this that he wanted to get his hands on that she had? So when she got up there and she didn't bring it, he was very upset. So now she goes back. When she goes back on the 20th, she brings her daughter. This is the way I'm reading this. Okay. And this was the last time her family saw her. So I guess she thought, well, I've met him. I spent some time with him. I know him. No, you don't. You don't. What can I say about that? You don't know people. Here's the thing. And you're just going to hear me rant. Okay. I'm going to take just a station break of this story to rant a little bit. And this goes across the board. Okay. This goes for people I've met online, and it also goes for people I know in my real life, people that I've known for years in my real life, people that you think that I have sat down to supper with, that I have been to many events with, that I have spent many hours with. What I've learned really in the last couple of years, maybe going back as far as I don't know, the last 4 or 5 years, what I've learned is I don't know people. I really don't. People I have been very, very close to, people I would have said, um, I know them inside and out. I look back and I think, I really didn't know him, did I? I don't know. People can keep up an act. Um, they can be whoever they want you to think they are for as long as they need you to think that. And then sometimes we give people passes because we think, we think, well, they were in an extraordinary circumstance and that's why they acted like that, but that's not normally how they are. Yeah, it really is. It really is. Okay. Here's the thing. I remember this has been many years ago. A male friend of mine told me when he was dating his wife that he heard her, and this is early in their dating life. She got mad at her son. Her son was grown, and she was screaming, just screaming, and not just yelling at him because she was angry, but just he said she was saying the worst, the most hideous things to him, just raking him across the coals, unnecessarily bitter, unnecessarily mean. And he was like, "Oh my god." He's like, and he didn't really know her that much for that long at that time. And he said, "That's horrible. That is horrible." And he said, "But she would never talk to me like that." Fast forward. And he told me that story, and they had been married, oh, I don't know, 4 or 5 years at that time. I don't know how long really. I looked at him and I said, "Well, that was stupid." I don't know if you wanted sympathy from me or not. I'm like, "You were pretty dumb. Somebody's going to yell at that like that, talk to their child that way." Yeah, yeah, you get mad at your kids, you get mad at them. You might yell at them for being stupid because you're trying to protect them, but you're not going to be unnecessarily mean to them. You're not going to be hateful. You're not going to be spiteful, not to your kids. You might tell them they're being stupid. You might be like, "Okay, you're going to be an idiot, whatever." I'm like, if somebody can talk to their kids like that, you think they're not going to talk to you like that? Yeah, he was pretty miserable. They're still together, by the way. I don't think much has changed, but that's just my opinion. I kind of confirm that whenever I do run into him from time to time, but um in that case he should have known. But I don't think we know people as much as we think we do. And I have found over and over again that even the people that have been there for me, that have been close to me, I still don't know them. Years pass, I still don't know them. Um, and I guess it's really hit home time after time in the last few years. You think you don't really know what somebody's going to do in every situation, but you think you have a reasonable understanding of a person's character. And every time I think that, I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. I literally am blindsided all the time to the point I'm just like, you know what? I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody. Therefore, I really don't trust anybody. And it's not to say that y'all aren't lovely people, and you may be the loveliest people in the world, and I believe that you are. But I also know that even the Bible says, what's the scripture? Y'all know which one I'm talking about. It talks about the heart, and it talks about, who the heart is, what, deceitful above all things, who can know it? That even God's asking that question. The heart is deceitful above all things. Who can know it? Only God. I certainly can't. I've been shocked by my own actions at times. So, do we know people? No, we don't. So, again, this person who you think you know, you spend hours and hours gaming with them online, talking about all kind of things. As I've spent lots of time talking with people, both online and offline and in real life, you think you know people. At the end of the day, the heart is deceitful above all things. Who can know it? And you have this lady, Amber, who thinks that she's going to meet this friend, undoubtedly a gamer that she spent multiple hours talking to, gaming with, probably talking about all kind of stuff. You think you know somebody. She goes up there, she spends a few days at his house. You think you have a reasonable understanding of who he is, his life. Maybe there were a lot of red flags. I don't know. Maybe there weren't. She comes home. She's supposed to get something important, but she doesn't. She goes back up there. She's got her 8-year-old daughter. She doesn't come back. Y'all, it's ridiculous with the people we do know, much less the people you just meet. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I've shocked myself by my own bad behavior. And I know if you're honest with yourself, you have to. We've all been there at the point like, man, I can't believe I did that. Man, I can't believe I said that. Whew. I got so mad or I was so upset. I can't believe that came out of my mouth. Now, if you have never said that or done that, well, kudos to you. You're a better person than I am, but I sure have. I've done some stuff. I'm like, ooh, wow, I didn't even know that was in there. I did not even know that was down there. Oh, Lord Jesus, forgive me, because I didn't know that was in there. But it was. Sure was. I've deceived myself. So if I can deceive myself, I could deceive somebody else. So could you. So could anybody. Not trying to be harsh on anybody. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does stupid stuff. Be smart. Be careful. Listen to your gut. Listen to those. And we talk about this all the time. Those little gut feelings, especially on my spooky channel. We've talked about that. I know a lot of y'all watch that too. How many times have we talked about those gut feelings? Just something that inner, got this feeling, went the other way, did something else. And you found out why, right? I don't know. I hope, maybe there were red flags. Maybe she didn't know. I don't know. Let me see what y'all are saying. Okay, that was me on my rant. Let's say, let's see. Let me go back to all this. There's also, Samantha said there's also a jewelry you can program that sends alerts to police. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, Smokey, the older I get, the crazier the world gets. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, hello there. Is that Dewey? I don't have my glasses on. I don't even know where my glasses are. I wanted to put them on. I can't find them. I think that says Dewey. Good to see ya. They also have a fake lipstick that's activated by raising the lid. Oh my goodness, I had no idea. Artist says it sounds like a whole lot of details are missing. Absolutely. And I'm here for it. I wanna know. I really want to know what happens. Scrunchies that you fit over. Oh, there's all kind of stuff. Look, I don't go anywhere and do anything. So yeah. Lori says, definitely true. I was married to a guy that I never knew until I confronted him with the facts. Oh, yeah, boy. Yeah, I've been in a situation like that. You don't know people till you confront them, then you find out. think a lot of people don't even know themselves. They lack insight. But no, you can't ever know the depths of someone's heart. And it's kind of sad, isn't it? It is kind of sad. You don't like to think about that. Hiawatha, I think so too. In all honesty, the only people I truly know are my children. I think that's probably true. And then, I think I know them. But again, if you don't know yourself, who do you know? Um, Dewey says, it took me years to admit that I didn't know anyone. I thought I could read someone. Turns out I don't know anyone. See, me too. Me too. I thought for a long time, I thought I could read people. And I can in a lot of ways. But then there are those that slip by and you're like, oh, yeah. You slid right under my radar because I let you because you didn't hit that first. You didn't hit that first line of whatever. And then you just slid right under there. Yeah. Oh, so you've been here listening. Okay, good. I'm glad you're listening. Um, Tawana. I can't, again, I don't have my glasses on. Tawana. Good to see you. Hello, hello. So I don't know. I hope if you take anything away from this story that you'll take that and just and look, we can't hate people because we don't know them. Even in the end, when we find out that people aren't who we thought they were, doesn't mean we hate them. It doesn't mean that we don't forgive them. I think in the end, there are parts to friendships, to relationships, to situations that we've had that are good. And I think we need to keep and cherish those memories and remember the happy parts. And I'm not saying that you can't be friends or you can't have some kind of understanding. I just think that you can't be that again. You can't let somebody into your inner sanctum again. It's just you have to set boundaries because now you've seen who they are. And I think about it's not just one person I think about. So if y'all are listening to this and you know me in IRL, don't think, oh, she's talking about me. I'm talking about several people here. So I might be talking about you, but I might be talking about some other people too. But here's the thing. I probably am talking about a lot of different people actually. Um, I don't like one of the things I hate to cut off relationships. I really do. I only do it as a last resort. I hate, especially when I have a good friendship. I hate to lose that. I'm There are some people that just, cut off a friendship easy. I'm not one of those people. I cherish my friends. And so I don't like to lose them. I will try to hold on. And then once I see it's hopeless, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not saying I can never rekindle a friendship. I can, but that will always be. I'm not going to hold unless you did something really terrible, and then I will never. I'm not going to hate you. It's just like we will never be friends again. But you can love people at a distance, and just understand that there's limitations and there's boundaries. Okay, the boundary is you've done something that you're now out there on this level of trust, and that level is way out there. So, uh, how often? I don't know. I know you on Facebook. I think I do. I think I do. I'm just not. How often? I'm just not on Facebook that much. I used to be. Oh my gosh. People that know me in real life, I used to be on Facebook all the time. Like days, sometimes weeks pass and I'm not even on there. Um, I really, I'm just don't. Um, I, I broke that addiction. All right, yeah. Let's go back to the little girl. Okay, so um, I'm done with my rant. Let's go back. Let me see if I can. Oh, now it's going to let me. Okay, good. It's going to let me do this for you. Let me get this all fixed. Okay. Now. Okay, now I'm frozen. There we go. All right. So now on July 2nd, they said they received a missing persons report. Let me go back to. Why is my whole thing is. Sorry, y'all. I don't know if I'm having internet problems. I'm not doing all this scrolling. I've either got a ghost in the works or I've got internet problems. Probably internet problems. Okay, let's go back to where I was. No, look, it's going to stop. Is it glitching for y'all out there? If y'all are having glitches, let me know. Put it in the comments. Okay. I can't. I don't know. My whole thing is glitching so bad. Okay, so 6 days later, she returns. On July 2nd, they received a missing persons report. The following day, so you have a missing oh, wait a second. July 1st, does this make sense to me? Now, the other report said July 1st, the little girl comes into the fire station. On July 2nd, so you haven't done anything that day. July 2nd, oh my God. July 2nd, you have come into the Spring Hill, the Spring Hill Police Department has a missing persons report. And so I guess they called Cleveland. But then Cleveland didn't tell them until they didn't find her till the 3rd. So how many days is this woman? Look, what is the delay here? I don't understand. But anyway, it says fire crews have been. I'm not even touching it. Look, my hands are up here. Fire crews have been called to conduct a welfare check at a home on Bosworth Road in Cleveland. Okay. Graham's friends had used social media to try to ascertain where she was. The friends were apparently right to worry. Under a sheet behind the residence, authorities found a body that was later determined to be Graham. The house was in disrepair with a gutter hanging off and garbage making the front door inaccessible. Oh, that's gross. Oh, so you had to go around the back because there was garbage blocking the front door. Ugh. 2 days before, again, the girl had come. So, yeah, so they're saying definitely Amber would not have dropped her off. So obviously it was probably the guy. All right, more details about the case have since emerged. According to Nashville NBC affiliate, Graham had met a man online while playing Call of Duty. I think she just wanted love. She was having a hard time finding that here. Well, every single one of us in here, tried to tell her, we love you here. You have a family here. We love you. We love you. And she went anyways. The friend added that the day Graham was supposed to return to work at a grocery store where Claire was her manager. What are you doing? Are you sitting on something? Okay. hold on. Now she's causing the problem. Um, uh, she didn't show up. Hours later, Graham called Claire and quit. Then Claire heard a man on the line. Okay, Sachi's not doing that. He was really, really upset. He was screaming at me. He was screaming at her. The Spring Hill Police Department said the cause and manner of death for Graham remains under investigation. Graham's daughter is in the custody of the Ohio Department of Children and Youth, and police from both states are working together. Why is she still in Ohio? A GoFundMe set up for Graham's daughter states Amber's life was cut short far from home and that her family is in a state of deep shock. Okay, I don't see, there is just too much about this case that does not make sense to me. And that is one of them. Okay, it just is. It's just one of those things. I don't get it. I don't get how she's still there. Well, now it's the 10th, so, but surely they've returned her. I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me go. Uh, let's see. Okay, y'all weren't having any glitches. Good. Okay. Patricia says I lived outside Nashville. Spring Hill was home of the Saturn car plant, so it's a small town. Okay. Um, I'm not artist. I'm using EasyMux, so I don't really know. Oh, were y'all live last night? I was live too on Spooky. It was kind of a last minute decision, so I missed y'all. I have to go back and watch y'all's. Oh, I see what you're saying, Hiawatha. If a grandparent doesn't have the child, there may be problems there as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe there's something. Um, uh, maybe there's something on that. I don't know. I'm just saying, to me, this whole case doesn't make sense. There is, okay, and I don't know, I didn't see it in any of these articles. The guy's name is Michael Hensley. And they did say that did come out. It's Michael Hensley. One article had a picture of him, and I don't see it anywhere. I did have it pulled up. Um, his name is Michael Hensley. He is an SO. Okay, he's an offender. He's a prior offender. I don't know the age. I don't know the details, but like the other part of the article said that he did not register. He was wanted because he didn't register. You have to, every time you, and if you look on Reddit, I did notice this. If you, there's not very much on Reddit, but there is a map of where Bosworth Road is. There is a school not too far from there. So I don't know if it's within the however many feet, but if you're an SO, you can't live within so many feet of a school. So I don't know if that was a problem and he didn't register. I'm not really sure. But regardless, my question is, did she know? Did Amber know that he had prior offenses? Did she know that he was a SO? I mean, clearly, I think the little girl was okay, so it must not have been an issue with her. He did. I'm assuming it was him that took her and dropped her off. Um, so I don't know. Yeah, you're right. That should have been a big red flag. The woman left her hometown to be with a strange man for a reason. You would think. You would think. I mean, I say that you would think that it would, maybe she had a family issue. Maybe she didn't feel loved, wanted, supported by her family. But then again, I will say this, and I don't know, and it's not to cast any shade on Amber because I have no idea what kind of person she was. So this is not saying this is her. I'm saying there are women out there, and I know a lot of them. I know too many of them who just have to have a man. Like they will do anything for a man. They can't seem to function without a man. It doesn't even have to be a good one. It just has to be male. Um, and it doesn't sound like that's her, but maybe he presented. They had obviously some hobbies that were similar. They both played Call of Duty. They talked a lot online. So, I mean, maybe she just thought he was somebody he wasn't. I mean, who knows what he told her, what his living conditions were, and what his life was. You can be, that's the thing about being online, is you can be anybody. You can say any, especially when you're a gamer. Now, when you are, and you can even do it as a YouTuber, but it's harder because unless you are going faceless, you have a place. You are filming from somewhere. Most people can find you. It's not hard for people who like to dox to find you, to find out who you are, where you live. Like it's just not that hard. Okay, we all know that. And if you're gonna be in the public eye, if you're gonna be online live streaming, people are gonna find you. It just is what it is. Um, so, you, but when you're a gamer, you're using a name that's not your name. You could be anybody. And you can come back as different characters. You can be anything you want to be. Nobody's looking at your background. They're not looking at anything. Okay. You're just a name on a screen, a voice. So it's easy to be whomever. And a lot of people still aren't who they say they are, even, you know, as a podcaster or whatever. I mean, how many people have we found that out about y'all Delphi people? Whatever. How many people have not been who they said they were? We've all been caught in it. Okay. Um, let's see. Well, I'm gonna have to check out what y'all did. Everybody's talking about that you had some good stuff, so I'm gonna have to try to catch up on that. Um, so Hiawatha says you're not seeing all the comments. I don't, huh? That's weird because I've only got one stream going. If I have two streams, like on two different platforms, you won't see them all. But that's weird. Okay, frequent communication makes people vulnerable. False sense of security. Hmm. I never thought about that. What do y'all think? Frequent communication makes people vulnerable because it's a false sense of security. I never really thought about that. We'll put that up there again because, you know, I listen a lot to these people on TikTok and these women talking about abuse and things that red flags that they should have seen. See, I'm trying to teach myself. Um, and one of the things that they talk about, which I already know, like when somebody's trying to control you, but you know, in a relationship, we tend to think it's okay. And I'm not saying it's not okay, but think about this. It's normal for somebody to say, "Oh, hey, check in with me through the day. Like I'd like to know how your day's going. Good morning text, maybe at lunchtime, whatever." And I observe people around me in relationships doing that same thing, checking in through the day. And it's fine. It's fine. Nobody that I know. Um, in my closer circle is in an abusive relationship that I know of. But yet I think about me, and I would find that very annoying. I am not in a relationship, nor do I want to be. Just make that record clear right here. But I would find that highly annoying. What do I got to call you for? What do I need to text you? I'm busy. I'm at work. I'm busy. I mean, I've had jobs where I have downtime. Uh, I don't have one of those jobs right now. Every waking minute, I'm busy doing something. Um, so, unless I had a job where I was just sitting there, um, waiting for something to happen and bored, to me, it's like, I'll text you at the end of the day. You know, why I gotta text you? Why I gotta talk to you? Like, that is weird to me. Like, we're at work. Is there a reason? Is there a reason for all this? Um, I don't know. But for everybody, that's not true. But I think what you're saying is it gives people what I've noticed. Okay, about people around me. Now I am a loner. All right, I'm an only child, so I got used to being alone, and it's weird to me when people want to communicate all the time. It's like something changes, I'll tell you. Um, I'm here. I'm doing what I said I was going to do. Why you got to know every 2 hours what's going on? Nothing. Same thing I told you 2 hours ago. Um, but it does seem like it. I do observe, Samantha, that frequent communication, it does seem like people are more vulnerable. It's like if you don't hear from somebody, if you're used to hearing first from somebody and you don't, it's like, well, I haven't heard from them. I hope everything's okay. Well, I assume everything is okay. If you didn't tell me, it wasn't. And it is kind of a false sense of security, because just because you hear from somebody doesn't mean it's actually okay. How many times I think about, I've had a cheating relationship where they still communicated with me all the time. And they told me where they were all the time, but I didn't know. I didn't have a geo tracker on them. I don't know where you were. And as I found out, you were lying. So, I don't know. I think there's something to be said about that. We think that frequent communication is a good thing, but it's often not, is it? That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if y'all think I'm wrong. I just think it's an interesting concept. Smokey says we spend too much time online. Says the only woman talking to strangers in chat and obsessed with anything Delphi. I love Delphi. I always will, but I had to stop. I was obsessed. I had to stop that. Um, Maybe the daughter was what he wanted her to bring. Then, when she found out why, she fought with him. Then he got spooked when he unalived her and dropped the daughter off. I don't know, but he said that she didn't bring something. I don't know. See, it makes me wonder. I think she didn't bring the daughter, and then she did, but it doesn't explicitly say that. So maybe I'm reading that into that. That's so weird, y'all, that you're not seeing all the comments. Now, last night, Samantha, you might not have seen all the comments. No, that's not true, because I was only on Spooky. That's weird. That is definitely true, Samantha. Frequent communication also makes people believe there's emotions there that aren't. Absolutely. I definitely got caught up in something like that a while back, where you think just because you're in the loop that you're important, and you're not. You're just in a loop. That you're important to somebody, you're not. You're not. It's just information. It is just information. So don't take it as anything else. You're not. It doesn't mean that you're any better of a friend. Does that make any sense or whatever? You're just. It's just like no. Okay. Here's just some information. Um. Let's see. So I that is so weird. It's got to be something with Evie Mux, y'all, that y'all can't see. That is so weird. So you've done that when you're in a new relationship. Yeah, I think we all do that when we're in a new relationship. Like we're obsessed with that. I want to see you, talk to you all the time, but not anymore. I had thought that maybe the woman was supposed to bring substances. Maybe. I don't know. It just said something of value. So then I wasn't sure what that was. Yes. Online gaming is ripe with SOs, super dangerous for children, especially. Absolutely. That's so weird. Oh, okay. Okay. If you were, oh, I didn't even tell him. If there was any on, I see what's happened. I didn't set it up for Spooky Southern Tea. But yet, when it broadcast, I just terminated. Oh, I'm sorry for y'all, spooky people. It just terminated. They've been here this whole time. I wasn't doing anything spooky. Oh my gosh, how did that happen? Okay. I only set it up for Silky, but it started. That's why you couldn't see. Okay, everybody should be able to see now because I terminated. Oh no. Why does it say there's, I don't know. If you're on Spooky, it shouldn't be there. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Are y'all back on? I might have done a bad thing. I thought it said Spooky Southern and I ended it. Okay, y'all. I when I looked up, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I just lost half my audience cuz I just clicked it. I didn't end the broadcast, but I ended the stream and then that's insane. I am so sorry, y'all. I don't know what I did. It said Spooky Southern, but it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know what I did. We should all be together. That's insane. It's all messed up. Okay, whatever. Let's go on to the next story. But I just eliminated half. If you were on Spooky or somewhere else, I just eliminated half the audience. Like just gone. I just booted everybody out and I don't know how I did it. So please come back. I'll give you a minute. I'm so sorry if I terminated you. Am I frozen? Hi there. Oh, is everybody up and running again? Okay, Lord, you're going to bed. Okay, we're gonna talk about some funny crimes. But yeah, so I will see you later. Thanks for stopping by, Lori. Get some rest. I need you to get down, baby. Can y'all hear me? Can everybody hear me? Put it in the comments if you can hear me. Okay. Okay. I don't know what happened, but we're going because Deb said maybe the internet went down. Okay. All right. Let's look at some other media. Uh this is a great one. Hold on. Um, see. There we go. How many of y'all know who Grady Judd is? Please tell me you know. This is my hero. I absolutely adore Grady Judd. Absolutely adore him. Let's see here. Let me get back to your comments. Okay. Yes, Mina's fine. She's over here. I don't know what she's whining about. Okay, this is the funniest story, y'all. I saw this a couple of weeks ago, and let me tell you, I'm too close to the mic. See what happens is I start out back here. Okay. I start out back here and then I want to get closer to y'all and I get closer to the camera and I get closer to the keyboard and the microphone and everything is just like the next thing I know, like I'm right up, like you're seeing my nose hairs because I just get too close. Okay. Now, this one I have messed up my screen, so now I have to I'm not going to see your comments for a minute because I have to hop off this screen. All right, to read this. This woman right here, her name is Gina Redding. Y'all, Miss Gina. Miss Gina's having a bad day. I'm just going to tell you. Now, this is a story. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about her because here's the thing. Miss Gina, she could have stopped at any time. She didn't have to be so crazy. And she could have stayed out of jail. But no. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. All right, a Polk County woman was arrested after allegedly driving around a road closure. Okay, no, that was not the brightest thing. Calling 911 over a traffic citation and later being found with dozens of bags of a substance. It starts with an F. It's a very big substance. I can't say it's, and it ends with an ill. No, you know what I'm talking about. That stuff that will just drop you, unalive you just like that. It's very, very bad. It's one of the worst, honestly, one of the worst things. And it, when it comes in our jail, I would rather anything else come in our jail besides that. But we're going to talk about how many. She had dozens of bags of that substance concealed inside her body while being processed at jail. Now, there is something, y'all, that I deal with every day, and this is what I was alluding to when I started this stream. It is called a prison purse. And when we talk about people, um, when we talk about people having a prison purse, we talk about it's their what Grady Judd calls her Virginia. This woman's had the stuff pushed up in her Virginia, which I love that. But it's a prison pocket. If it's a man, it's a prison pocket. It's a different orifice. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. It's an orifice. It's a different one. That's a prison pocket. Okay. It's for the guys. A prison purse is for the females. Actually, females can have a pocket and a purse. Men only have a pocket. Women, we have a purse. So yeah, we have to check when anybody comes in. You know, we always check the men for their prison pocket. The women always, you know, they get checked for their prison purse. Well, she had a lot of bags of this stuffed in her prison purse, aka her Virginia. Y'all, let me just tell you something. If one of them bags had broke, I'm just saying. Okay, so she's got all these bags, and we're going to get into how many. All these bags of the substance, the lethal substance, crammed up her prison purse. But she didn't even have to go to, here's the thing, she didn't even have to go to jail. So here she is. Okay, let me just tell you, criminals, especially ones on substances, they're not the brightest. They're not the brightest crayon in the box. The incident began when 48-year-old Gina Redding of Lake Wales drove around a deputy who was blocking a roadway while utility crews worked on power lines. Okay, first of all, Miss Redding, that was no. Like, you don't drive around. Come on. Especially if you got stuff in your purse. But whatever. You do you, boo. So she drove around the deputy who was blocking the roadway. And so she's like, I ain't stopping. Just keep on driving. And so the deputy that was stationed at the other end of the closure, because you know how it is. You know, there's one, and then they'll let like one lane of traffic through. Well, no, she just goes on and goes through it. And so the deputy who was on the other end, he stopped her and he issued her a traffic ticket. So after she gets the ticket, she allegedly begins following the deputy and called 911 to complain about the ticket. Oh my God, how stupid are you, woman? How stupid. Let me try to make this bigger. Like this is just, look. Y'all got to see this. Y'all got to see this. This some people, I tell you what. You know, some people, I just got to say, you're just dumb enough to be in jail. And I don't feel sorry for you, not a bit. So yeah, so she goes, she could have just, first of all, you already done ticked off the deputies. You drove around where you're not supposed to. You get to the other end, he gives you a ticket, but no, you can't just take the ticket and leave. You've got to start following the deputy around. What are you thinking, madam? What are you thinking? And then she calls 911 and she's complaining about the ticket that she just got as she's following the deputy around. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. But we ain't done. Like I said, not the brightest crayon in the box. So she follows the deputy and she calls 911. The authorities said another deputy responded and determined that Redding had misused the emergency communication system. You think? During the encounter, deputies also noted issues including illegal window tint. Oh my God. So now you are not only have you gotten a ticket for a completely right reason, your windows are illegally tinted and you're misusing the 911 call system. Oh my God. The charges just piling up, just in layers. Oh my goodness. So now, not only do you have a ticket as you're following the deputy around and just all this commotion, now you're getting arrested and your vehicle is impounded. You could have just kept driving. You really just should have stopped to start with. But you got the ticket, you should have just kept on going. But no, no. So you get to the jail, they do an inventory search. Well, actually, this is before the vehicle was towed. They're doing an inventory search because this is what happens. They found Mary Jane sitting inside the car, according to the sheriff. Yeah, you didn't know that was in there, ma'am? You didn't know that? You weren't thinking, oh, maybe I should just down the road? No, of course not, because you're not thinking straight. During the jail intake process, a body scanner revealed 28. 28. Y'all, they'd kill a city. 28 bags of fentanyl concealed inside her prison purse. Judd said the drugs were found in what he referred to as her Virginia. It's not funny. It could have been lethal. But it's so ridiculous. You gotta laugh, right? Oh my God. Jail records showed Redding was charged with possession of less than 20 grams of the green stuff, misusing a 911 system. She got a trafficking charge, a possession, and contraband into a detention facility. So there you go. There's your winner of the day. You couldn't just wait. You couldn't just wait while they were, they had the flags down. While they had the road, closed, stopped. You couldn't just wait. No, you had to drive around. Then you had to follow the deputy. Illegal window tinting. You had all kind of paraphernalia and stuff in the car. Shoved it up your prison pocket. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Look, some people just deserve to go to jail because you're dumb. You're dumb. And I'm not sorry for telling you you're dumb. You're a dumb criminal. You're just dumb. You were the dumbest for shoving stuff in your prison pocket. But that could have yeah. So I want to see. I am so interested to see what y'all are saying. Um Hey Carol, how are you? Uh Hiawatha says, "Oh, Gina's lucky those bags didn't open when it was in her Virginia." Absolutely. Absolutely. Um yeah. Um let's see. Sounds like Virginia wasn't so slim. She wasn't so slick either. Oh, maybe she already had. Yeah, this is a good point. Maybe she already had one burst. Maybe that was it. Maybe that's why she was driving around acting all crazy. Ah, Grady Judd is my hero. Mine too, Carol. Absolutely. Oh my God, I wish he'd run for president. I'll say she did. She hit the jackpot for criminal charges of the day. There you go, Miss Gina Redding. I wonder if she ever, like, I wonder if she came to herself. She realizes, did it ever occur to her how dumb she was? Like, has that sunk in yet? I don't know. This happened last month. Who knows? Gives new meaning to mule. Yeah, it sure does. Uh oh, absolutely, Smoky Mountain. Uh she apparently practices her Kegels. Y'all know what that is. That exercise that you do. You gotta pick, look, you gotta be doing some strong Kegels to fit 28 bags in there. Now I know that probably doesn't weigh a whole lot, but that's still 28 bags. You gotta have a strong pelvic floor. That's all I'm saying. Uh, those charges were rolling like a slot machine. Yep. And I bet that those bags were too as they were coming out. Pew, pew, pew. So, woo, okay. So there you go. Yeah, just when you think somebody, she could have just, you know, she could have just kept driving. She could have just stopped when the deputy said stop and waited until it was time to go. She could have passed right through there with nobody the wiser that she had all this crap in her car. Or she could have just gotten a ticket. Just gotten a ticket, a traffic violation. But no, you had to call 911. You had to follow the deputy. There's no fixing. You can't fix stupid. Not even with duct tape. You can't fix it. Artist says, the lesson, if you're going to use your Virginia as a method of transportation, can I go to the bathroom before hitting the road? Yes. I'm just saying. Now we see. I have to say this. We see the Virginia being used as a mode of transportation every single day at work. I see it. You hope that that it's seen on the scanner. We scan everybody too, and anytime there's something questionable, it has to be investigated. Unfortunately, you have to find out what's up there. It ain't a pretty job. But you can't leave it to chance because people put all kind of things up there, Virginia. And that prison pocket is rarely empty. But, you know, that's why it ain't my job. And it's rarely my job to figure out what somebody has put in their prison pocket. Um, Sometimes I really don't have anything to go retrieve it with, but it is the CO's job, and sometimes it's a joint effort. You gotta squat and cough and all that kind of stuff, and but things do pop on out, and if they're in the scanner, we usually can see that there's something there. And I often wonder how many people have to worry about this at the job. Think about it, y'all. Y'all, people who want to complain about getting up and going to the office tomorrow morning, you hate it. You hate your job. You're like, I got to go back to the office. I got, me. And I'm not saying, look, I know. I remember when I worked in the office and I remember hating, it's Monday morning again. Just remember what I have to look at. I've seen more cracks and crevices that I never wanted to see. I've had to look in the scanner. I've had to wait for something to fall from a prison pocket. I've had to see more things that I'm like trying to guess what the heck is that than you can ever imagine. So I'm just saying, y'all nurses, you know. Well, we all know as nurses, there's just some stuff you just like, huh? Well, the and ER nurses know this is true, but imagine in the jail setting, there are no holds barred. Okay, just anything that can happen will and does happen, and you just can't you just sit there and think. I would say I've seen it all, but I'm sure that I haven't because they always come up with something I can't even imagine. But there we are. Um, okay. Uh, Samantha says now she's locked up with Bubba and the Booth Bandits, Big Sister Bertha. Yeah, and the Booty Bandits. Yep. Yep. The Booty Bandits. Big Bertha. Big Bertha. And the Booty Bandits. Absolutely. Oh, me too. I think the very first time artist I saw Grady Judd, I was like, oh, if he would just go to Carroll County. If he would just go to Carroll County. What amazing things, right? Critter Mama, hey, how are you? All right, we've got one more, and then it's time to look at our it's time to look at our hold on. It's time to get ready for work in the morning, you know? It just is what it is. One more story, and this one, I don't know how I want to classify this one. It's not funny, but it's kind of like karma. It's like instant karma. It would be funny except it's tragic. But yet there's a part of me that wants to say, you know, I feel good about this. I really do. I feel good about this. Um let's see. Uh okay. So this one is Georgia man dies of heart attack while let me make sure y'all are seeing that. Y'all are seeing that, right? Georgia man dies of heart attack while dumping woman he's in Alabama. In Alabama woods, DA says. Can you imagine? Can you imagine this crap? Let me try to get this online for y'all. I saw this. This one. Here's another one that came up in my Facebook feed. Let me get rid of this. I did it again. I did it again, y'all. Hope y'all are still here. I don't know what it is that I don't know how I keep doing this. Hope everybody can hear me. It's me. I did it. I did it. Because apparently I can't see. Uh we all here? Okay. All right, let me get this all where you can see it again. This is it. This was instant karma. I love this story because I love me some instant karma. Are we all looking at this the same way? Okay. Let me get this. All right. So this is that her name? I don't think that's her. Yeah, this is her. Jessica Folds. 47. Let me get your comments here. All right. A Georgia man is believed to have passed away from a heart attack while disposing of a victim in the Alabama woods. District Attorney Mike Segrist on Thursday said an autopsy showed Folds died of, and Robbins, okay, his name was Daniel Robbins. He was 44. She's 47. He died of a heart attack. Okay. What? How come? Wait a second. Oh, please don't blur this out. Come on, I just looked at it. Now it wants me to subscribe. Well, anyway, it's a short story. I'll tell you about it. We'll just leave it here. Yeah. So this guy, they really don't know what happened. They got into an argument. Okay, get into some kind of argument. Of course, nobody is there to say what happened now. But this is somewhere, and I was trying to figure out, okay, he was dumping her in Alabama. They were in a relationship. All they know is this. She was unalived. So he takes her, he gets, I guess it's evening, whatever, at night. He takes her in his pickup. And he takes her into the woods, and he is going to bury her. Now, as far as I know, this guy, it doesn't have a nothing that I've heard, and I looked everywhere to try to find more information, and all I could find was an obituary that said what a nice guy he was, and that he loved hunting and he loved the woods. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like he sure did. Wonder how much he loves the woods. Anyway, yeah, it was like weird. Like, of course, like, what are they gonna say in your obit? Like, well, he really sucked as a human, but I mean, I don't know. Look, again, I'm just saying, people can have a moment. We can all have a moment, right? He had a moment. I don't know. Daniel Robbins, I didn't know you. I don't know what kind of guy you were. But what I do know is something bad happened. You ended up unaliving your girlfriend. And here you are. You found yourself in a situation. And you thought, you know what? I'm going to take her. I'm a woods guy. I'm going to take her. I'm going to unalive her. I'm going to take her and I'm going to bury her. And I'm going to cover up this crime. We hope it's the only one he's ever done. So in the midst of, it's hot. It's June in Alabama. Even in the evening, okay? It's hot. And apparently he had some cardiac problems. We guess that he knows. I don't know. Again, I haven't been able to find out much about this guy. But he leaves his truck running. So my guess is that he thought he was strong enough to do it pretty quick, or whatever plan he had. Maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe he was going to dump her down a hole. I don't know what he was going to do. But whatever it was, he thought he could get rid of her body pretty quick because, he left his truck running. That's some confidence right there. You leave your truck running. Got a dead body? Leave your truck running. Hey, I can do this. Woo. He wasn't playing around. Anyway, things didn't go quite like old Daniel thought they were going to go, because he's got the body. He's dragging it. Well, guess what? The old ticker, it just couldn't hold out. Yeah, Daniel Robbins had a heart attack, slumped right over on top of that dead body of the woman that he had just... Yep. So there he is, truck running, body laid on top of his girlfriend that he had just unalived. And this is how the police found him the next day. The truck was still running, but they saw it on the side of the road. They saw the truck running on the side of the road. Noticed, I guess, that, I don't know, maybe they had passed it more than once. Anyway, they see this truck sitting there and they're like, that's kind of suspicious. There's nobody there at the truck. Truck running. We don't see any people. Been sitting there for a hot minute. Probably need to check that out because somebody could steal the truck. Now, had that happened, this would have been such a very strange thing. What would people have said? When would they have been found? But as it happened, nobody did steal the truck, and the police come up and they see the truck running. Doesn't take them long. He hasn't gotten that far because he's got great confidence. He can do this. Be back in the truck. Gone. No, there he is, dead as a doornail, right on top of his poor girlfriend. So there you go. And all they can piece together is they know, I guess, from the marks on her and fingerprints, whatever, they know for sure he has unalived her and unfortunately has passed away himself in the process. That Alabama heat will get you. It ain't nothing to play with, especially if you got heart problems. And, I'm just saying, I don't know. Stranger things have happened in the Appalachian woods, but I think it was a little bit of fate. I would be more upset. I mean, I'm upset about her. That's horrible. But don't you just inside? I mean, come on. Let's be honest. Don't we think that's a little bit of karma? Sorry about your bad heart. But, kind of in the obituary, he was an outdoorsman, you think? Oh, no, maybe not that good of a one. I mean, I don't know, maybe he was. What do y'all think? I mean, I kind of feel like I'm not feeling too bad for you, Daniel. That was instant karma. That really was instant karma. And most people don't get that. So, I mean, I'm just saying good for the family. You didn't have to wonder. She wasn't missing forever. Like, the family didn't have to wonder what happened. And, all these years. Look. It's right there. I mean, I feel sorry for his family. That's horrible. But, I mean, I'm just thinking, yeah. Dewey says, that's real karma. Hard as nails karma. Yeah, it really is. Woods likes him too. Yeah. Yep. Woods likes him too. I think it was all the, I don't know. It was fairies, whatever. I don't know. There was some kind of intervention there. I thought that was very funny. So there you go. Will that area be haunted? Who knows? I just thought it was a very interesting story to share with you. Crimes. It's a terrible thing, but yet I thought that one was a really interesting one. So I enjoyed y'all being here with me tonight. I always stay longer than I mean to. I always end up talking to y'all because I love talking to you. And I don't understand why we had all of these announcements on Spooky and everything else. Who knows? I like that, Samantha. Maybe he got some woolly booger justice faster than the courts. Absolutely faster than the courts. And you don't have any slick lawyers to get him out of it. Or to give him just 10 years or something like that. Yeah. Good to see you too, Critter Mama. All right. Well, I hope y'all have a great week. I'm going to try to come back on here and tell me in the comments, is there anything in particular you want to talk about? I like doing live streams, I like talking to you. I hate that I booted out half my audience. I'm sorry. But anyway, let me know what you're thinking. And did you enjoy these crime stories? What do you want to talk about next? And I will see you soon. Stay safe out there. Love you all. I'll see you soon. Whatever you do, stay safe. Just stay silky. Bye-bye. Whoops. Let me put the end screen up there. Okay, bye.